welcome. I'm Jody. This is Quilt Squirrel, and this is my update video. And I've been busy. So, behind me, you can still see I have my Wensleydale up. I know in the last video I said like 6 or 7 times I love this quilt, but I love this quilt. So, I'm keeping it up for now. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to quilt it. And keeping it up here makes me happy, and it keeps it on top of my mind. So I'm thinking of either doing a wobble stitch down these diagonal lines, or maybe a 1/4 inch away from the diagonal lines, just one on each side. Because I don't want to do stitch in the ditch, because that's hard, because you try and stay in the ditch and it comes out. So I'll either do a wobble or a double. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. So I'm just keeping it up here in the meantime because it makes me happy, and I love that quilt. So what I've been working on is first my Circa 1880. This is a bunch of 2-inch finished 9 patches. And in the last video, well, first let me tell you how many I did. I made a lot. I made 26 more of these little 2.5-inch 9 patches. And that gives me a total of 583. So I'm pretty sure I have enough to make the quilt. If not, I'm close. I gotta be close. 583, I gotta be close. So in the last video, I was talking about how the pattern has you do the setting and how I want to do a different setting. And there was a question, someone sent me an email, if I could explain what I was talking about, the setting triangle. So there, I have an example here to help explain what I'm talking about. So I have, dropping everything. Okay. In the pattern, it has you set the 9 patches, losing my voice, 9 patches on point. And this calls for these setting triangles. And I don't like doing setting triangles, but it's a pretty setting. And what it does is you have this row that starts with a 9 patch, and then this one, it's offset. So it'll go together like this. And as you can see, there's like a zigzag created. And it's really cute. And I haven't ruled that out yet. But I don't know. It's easier what I'm thinking of doing. And that is, I want to put a, set them horizontally and put a square in between them. And so I have an example. These are the 26 that I did since we last videoed. And what I'm thinking of doing is I'd have my 9 patch and I'd have a block in this blank area, 9 patch blank, and do the setting this way. And I could even set them on point, but it won't have the zigzag like the original pattern has. But these are the ones I've done, and I'm still thinking on the setting whether I want to do the zigzag or this. And if I do this, then I need to figure out what color fabric I want to put in here. Since this is so busy, I want to keep these all the same fabric. I don't want to make this square scrappy. So I need to figure that out. If I'm going to do cream or some other color. I was thinking teal, and I don't know if I want to do teal. So in the meantime, I'm continuing to make 9 patches. And if I have too many, I can put them in an orphan block quilt or put them on the back, something. I'll use them because 583 of these, that's a lot. So that is my Circa 1880. I'm gonna try not to jiggle the camera too much. The other thing that I worked on was my 1776. I managed to do 18 more of my courthouse steps. And so this quilt I have my red courthouse steps, and then I have my blue, and it's just because there's more blue in these, and this one has more red, so I've got red and I've got blue. And so what I'm doing is I'm wanting to put these little flags in this quilt. These are so cute. And so last time in my video, I was talking about making it smaller because I didn't want to lose interest. And my husband said he loves this quilt. He named it for me. So I'm changing my mind. I know, I'm just as shocked as you. I'm changing my mind. I'm now going to make this quilt 108 by 108. It's going to be king size. So that means when I figured out the pattern to do this like that, I need 117 of my courthouse step block. And I will need 81 of my flags. So right now I have 224 of the courthouse steps, and I only need, let's see, I've got 112 each. I need 10 more. 10 more. 5 red, 5 blue. And then I'm done with the courthouse step block. That's close. My flags, I have 20, where's my numbers? I have all kinds of papers here. I have 37 of these, and I need 81. So I'm a little over 40 away from having these done. And this isn't a hard block to make, but they're adorable. These little flags. So it's going to be king size. It's going to be 108 by 108. And I think I might start putting this together in sections so that when I put the final quilt together, it'll be like putting together a big 9-patch. Because I don't want to put 108 inches worth row and then sew it to another 108-inch row. I just want to do smaller chunks to put the whole thing together, so that in the end, it'll work out to where I only have one long seam to sew. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to it. So that's my 1776 final plan. My 1-inch strips that the lady I know gave to me, I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. I pulled out, she gave me a whole tub of these, and they were 1.5 and 1-inch strips, and that's to what I was using to make my Circa 1880 9-patches. And so I don't know what to do with 1-inch strips, and so to make them usable, I'm sewing them together to make 1.5-inch strips. So I've been putting like with like, and I don't think that looks too bad. So at least I'll be able to use the 1-inch strips because I saved 1.5 inch to put in blocks. And so I think that you can't tell that's pieced together. And I know in the old days that when you look at the old quilts, you see where they patch together fabrics to make the fabric bigger. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm sewing these together to make 1.5 inch strips. So those are my 1 inch update. Oh, and my internet around here sucked. My upload speed was 0.7. So when I would do a 15-minute video, it would take 3.5 hours to upload. Ridiculous. So we switched providers. And so this is a test video. I'm going to see how long it takes this video to upload. It should be like lightning speed, because the upload speed we're getting now is like, I don't know, like 30, where I was 0.7 before. So I might not even be able to go in there and get me a coffee and come back and it might be done. Who knows? So I'm so excited. So lucky for you, I might be able to do longer videos. So I don't know. I'll probably just keep them small. So anyhow. Oh, and I'm feeling old. My son is 37. Yesterday, my daughter turned 35. My granddaughter turns tomorrow. She's going to be sweet 16. So I'm feeling my age. So, you know, the son's 37, the daughter's 35. In quilt math, take away the seam allowance, I'm 29. So I'm dealing with old age too. So anyhow, lightning fast speed internet. I'm close to being done with my 1776, the red, white, and blue. And I gotta be making decisions for my Circa 1880. And those are my updates. So spring is here in Ohio. Beautiful out, 70 degrees. And I hope it's nice weather wherever you are. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Stay safe.